Also, before we get started, I want to say thanks to all my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to say that every video because this stuff is still unreal to know that 900 people watch my channel and get something from it enough to click that subscribe button. And if you do get something from this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you thought I could do better. And yeah, man, that's enough talking. Let's get to it. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a 2013 Kia Soul. We're going to be doing the brakes. I'm going to go step by step and show you guys the tools you're going to need. I'm going to show you how we went from this to this. Alright guys, so the first tool you're going to need is going to be a C-clamp to compress the caliper and the piston. Next, and you're also going to need some type of punch to get these loose that you can use. I made this into a punch. It is not a punch, but it works perfectly for these. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver to unscrew these screws that hold the rotor on. And last but not least, you're going to need a 14mm. I was trying to get the GoPro to focus, but they're not too good at that. You need a 14mm for both of these bolts, the mounting bracket and the caliper. So top and bottom are both 14 to get that off of there. But that's enough talking about the tools. Let's get to work. Alright guys, hopefully I'm giving you guys a better view of everything. We're gonna take these out first. Put those aside. We already knocked them loose. Hopefully the other side is just as easy. But knowing my luck, probably not. So now we're gonna move on to the actual mounting brackets and everything. And then get to knocking this loose. Oh yeah, and another thing I forgot to mention, you're gonna need probably some type of hammer. Doesn't have to be a sledgehammer, it can be a rubber mallet or anything to start knocking this loose once you get everything off. Alright, I'm gonna switch the camera to the other side and we're gonna get to getting those mounting bolts out. Alright guys, we're gonna be getting this off of here. Make sure we go in the right way. These are pretty tight on there. Let me see if I can get the impact gun in here. Probably can't though, but we're gonna try anyways. These have not been changed. Alright guys, let's use the impact on these. Matter of fact, let me readjust the camera. Alright guys, I got it the best view I could, but we got it out of there with the impact. Let's see, I don't want to snap anything. Got them out perfectly fine. That's great. I don't know. It's moving pretty easily. Got that off. Set it aside for now. Now we're gonna get to these bolts with the impact. See if we can get them off. Don't know for sure. Hopefully everything goes good. If we can get this angle in here. Can't get the angle right. Let's see if we get the bottom one. There we go. Got the bottom one out. I'm gonna leave that one in there. Just gotta get this angle right. At least right enough to get it off of here. But it don't look like it's gonna work. I'm gonna go get a swivel head so we don't mess that up too much. And I'll be back to you guys once we get that bolt out. Alright guys, we got it. I'm gonna put it on the impact gun and see if we can get that one loose. And keep on moving. Let me readjust the camera. Let's see. There we go. Took a little more effort, but we got that out. There you go, got that out. Now it's time for the rotor. These pads actually don't need to be replaced, but I'm replacing everything anyways, just because I bought a kit. But I'm gonna get to the front of the rotor and get to hammering that off. I'll show you guys that. Alright guys, we're gonna knock this loose with this sludge hammer. As you see, that was weirdly quick. We're not gonna replace any of this stuff in here. I do suggest it, but these will work for a little bit longer, and I'll replace them in a couple of months most likely. But if you're doing this and your brakes are really horrible, if your rotor looks horrible, like worse than this, most likely these need to be replaced as well. So you might as well get the drum kit as well as the rotor kit, because replacing all of this at once just makes more sense. I'm not doing it now, but I do suggest it for the longevity of your car and the safety of you in your car, if that makes sense. So now that we got that off, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, but we're gonna go back on with all the new parts. I'm gonna show you guys that step by step. We're gonna compress the piston, and I'm gonna get to screwing everything back on, reverse that whole process. I'm gonna show you guys everything, and yeah, enough talking. Here we go with the new rotor. Line it up the right way with the screw holes. We're gonna spin this around, and there we go. Screw holes lined up and everything. So I got it dirty, so now I'm gonna spray it. There we go, one more. Spray it again, just to be safe. I'll just spray it right when I put everything back together, because I'm gonna just keep touching on it. And I'm gonna take that rubber grommet that is supposed to cover this hole up. I'm gonna take that off the old rotor and put that in there as well. I'm not just gonna leave this open. I suggest you do the same before you just chuck the old rotors. Get that rubber grommet or boot or whatever this covering is, the correct terminology is for it, but do not leave that in the old one. Put it into the new one. All right, guys, now we're gonna use the old brake pads, which are not bad at all. I don't really need to change these, but I am. Like I said earlier, I have the whole kit. I'm not gonna keep these on here and then keep the old brakes for later. I mean the new brakes for later. So we're gonna use this brake pad to compress this flat with the C-clamp. You're gonna get it on there the best you can because this is being held down because of the line, but we're gonna try to prop this in here somehow and get it to lock in place or hold it into place. And we're just gonna spin it like this. It is, like I said, much better tools than my last brake job for this, but this is the old school way, the way my mentors showed me how to do it, and I just do it this way. But I'm gonna get the better tool just cause it just makes more sense. Freaking bugs. Let's check that out. That's pretty flat. We should be good with that. I'm gonna spray this up again. It's got rust all over it. And we're gonna replace these sliding clips. I don't know what the correct terminology is for them, but we're gonna replace those and put the brake pads back on. I'll grab those so we can get to that as well. This is the brand I'm using in this brake video and the brake video before this one for the same car. I'm gonna leave the link to this brake kit in this video description as well. I'm gonna leave a link to some other tools that you might want to get as well, like an impact gun and the correct brake tool to compress those and all of that stuff. I'll leave whatever I think you should need to get this job done in the description. Slide it over just like that. Just like that. Now we're gonna mount these. Don't know why I was holding it that way. Now we're gonna mount these back on, one bolt at a time. Obviously, hand tight is not good enough. We're going to tighten those down, but we're also going to move on to the next step, and that is putting the brake pads in their correct location. The brake pad you see with this tab on it goes in the back at all times. It doesn't go in the front. It doesn't go up like this. It goes down and it goes to the back, and the front one will look like this. Well, not the front one, but the opposite one, I should say. But the one that's in the rear of the brake assembly always will have this metal clip protruding out. So it goes just like that. But we're gonna add some brake grease that came with the kit before we do that. All right. I'm gonna spray it down one more time before we get to putting everything back together fully. So now the last piece, I should say part, not piece. Compressed perfectly, slid right on. I'm gonna put the other 14s in. If we get them lined up, there we go. Just for good measure. That's the end of the video. That's how you put the brakes in. That's how you do the brakes. You want. That's how you do your brakes on your 2013 Kia Soul. It is pretty easy, as long as the car is jacked up and everything is stable. You can get the job done with minimal tools. It's pretty easy. It's not that hard. As long as you're safe and the car is jacked up the right way, no falling on you or anything like that, you can get it done. You don't need to go to a garage. Just watch the video, know what tools you need, know what tools you don't have, and just get it done safely. Take your time. It's not a race. So let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep an eye out for my new direction I'm going for the channel. It's going to be how-tos, but some actual project builds. Hopefully some of you guys are interested in that. But man, that's enough talking, man. Catch me in the next one. Peace.